Hey, what up everyone? This is Fred. Welcoming you to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be looking at this question. It's question number 4 of the just concluded 2022 West African Examination Council examination, WASSCE. Alright, so this is a question. You have an orthographic projection of a casting, alright? Now the question says draw full size the isometric view of the casting, making G the lowest point. So G here will be the lowest point. All right. So straight up. Now, if you're new here, or if you're new to orthographic conversion from ortho to iso, you definitely might want to see previous videos on introduction to isometric and orthographic projection, then also conversion from orthographic into isometric. Then you might also want to see the video on isometric circle. So I assume at this moment or at this point that you're already familiar with orthographic projection and you're advanced already. All right. So because I'm not going to be doing very, very detailed explanation because I already did that in previous videos. So our main purpose is to convert this into what? An isometric. All right. So straight up. Now, I already drew the box that will contain the drawing. If you watch previous videos, I told you the best way to convert from ortho to iso is to project it inside the box. And how do you get the dimensions for the box? Very simple. Get the total length here. So from this drawing, we could see that the distance from here to here is 35 plus 20 plus 35. That's 90. Okay, if you add this 3, that would be 90. But this is not the end. Okay, this block this plan actually ends here at this point. So what is the distance from here to here? That's equal to the radius of the circle. So this is 40. So 40 plus 90 is 130. So this line here is 130. All right. Then let us check the breadth, the width. 40 plus 40, that's 80. That's the total length. So this length here is 80. All right. Then the height is 75, obviously. So this height you see here, all of this height, they are what? 75. Now, with the dimensions given, complete the box. Now, I've skipped the whole of that part because I've already explained it in previous videos. Now, I'm going to project the whole of this inside this box. So let's start up. Now, if you check, all the dimensions has been given, but I discovered there was a dimension that was omitted. Okay, that is the distance from here to here. Okay, it wasn't given. But using my discretion, I should already know this is 10. How? Because this is 15, so this is bigger than this. So if I should use my discretion, say if I should try to divide this into 3 equal parts approximately, that is 5, 10, 15. Now if I take these 2, it's approximate distance here as well. So that's why I took here to be 10. So I think that was omitted during the question. So do not forget this distance here is 10. All right, that's here. Okay, so let's start. Now, from here, this is 75. So I'm going to draw. Now, all of these are thin lines. This box you see here, the thin lines. So you start introducing your thick line. So this is 75 already. So I'm going to draw a thick line. Okay. Now, this here is 80. So I'm just going to draw it. Thick line. Okay. Now, this here. 15 plus 10. That's 25. So I'm going to measure 25 here. This is 0, and this is 25 here. Sorry about that. Let me get another pencil. So this is 0, and this is 25, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to transfer. I don't need to measure 25 here as well. I'm just going to transfer, pick any of these lines here. Okay. and transfer to this point, and I'll draw a thin line, just a thin line first. I'll take it later. So from here to here is 25, as we saw from the question. 25. Okay, now this is from here 25 as well, so I'm going to measure 25 here and measure 25 here. That is 25 this way, 25 this way. So I'm going to use my ruler to do just that. So this is 80 from here to here, 80. So this is 20, 25 here. This is 1, 2, half. So 10, 20, 25, that's 2.5 here. So I'm going to connect, I'm going to draw thick lines, and draw thick lines. All right, so at this point I'm just going to transfer lines from here. So align your set square like this with this line here, and transfer thin lines for now. You're going to measure it later. And here also thin lines. Okay, now what is the dimension here? So I told you already that it is what, 10. All right, so I'm going to measure just 110 and I'll transfer. So from here to here is 10, that's 1 centimeters. So that's 10. So I'm going to transfer. You can just transfer any of the lines. Align your set square here, or you can align here if you like, then transfer to where you have 10. So this is 10, so I'll just draw a line here, then I'll draw this thick line as well, and this thick line. All right, okay, so now you see this distance here is 30. So what I'm going to do is I'll just transfer vertical lines, thin lines here. Meanwhile, I can erase this line here, take it off. So align your set square with a vertical line, either this or this one, any vertical line here, properly aligned. Transfer a vertical line here, thin line, to this point here, thin line to this point here. Sorry, let me check that again. Okay, thin line. Okay, I need to transfer one here as well, thin line, and one more here, thin line. All right, okay, so the distance from here to here is 30 like I told you, so I'm just going to measure 30 here, okay, and just transfer lines to meet to other lines here. So all I need is to measure one. You can measure it here if you like, or this way. So let me just choose here. So this is 0 and this is 30. Okay, so all I'm going to do is transfer any of these lines here. Just pick any one, it can be this one. Transfer to where you have 30. So this is where I have 30 here. Sorry about that, that's a mistake. All right, so I'll just transfer the line here to where I have 30. So this is my 30. I'll just draw a thick line straight up, draw a thick line there, and draw a thick line here. Okay, align your set square here like this, and transfer line to this point here, and draw this one. All right, then also draw a thin line here. You're going to measure it later, so a thin line here for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase this line, this excess. I'll erase them out, then I'll draw this thick line. This edge is thick line, so I will do that real quick off camera. Okay, so I've already done that. I've erased and I've drawn all this part, thick lines. Okay, so now the distance here is 15, so I'm going to measure from here to here 15. That's from here. I'll just, since there's a line here already, I'll place my ruler here. Make sure your ruler is on this line that is here. All right. So make sure your 0 is at the edge of this line here. Your 0 is here. Then measure 15. That's 1.5. So this is 10. This is 15. That's 1.5. Okay. So from here, I'm gonna draw thick line. So this distance here is 1.5. All right. So I'm just gonna erase this excess line here and leave it that way. Then we're good. Now I cannot transfer vertical line here down. Transfer vertical line here to where you have 1.5. Draw thin lines for now, thin lines, and just leave it. All right, now I would want us to fix this other part first, okay, before we now come back here. Okay, so this is 15. All right, so for now, draw thin line. I will measure 15 here. I also measure 15, but if I measure just only 115 is enough. I will transfer the line. I don't need to measure any other 15 on this side. Okay, so this is 0 there, 1.5. That's 15 here. So I'm just going to transfer lines here. Remember, this is 15. So I will transfer lines from here to 15, and I'll draw thin lines to touch this line that I drew the other time. Remember, it is thin line for now. Then I also align my set square here and transfer the line to this 15 here. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to draw this circular part here. All right, now remember I told you in isometric, for you to be able to, for you to draw an isometric circle, which is actually an ellipse, you need a rhombus. Just like you need a square to draw a circle, you need a rhombus to draw an ellipse. So I will need to draw a rhombus that is equal to the diameter of this arc here. Okay, so the diameter of this arc is 80. Why? Because half the radius is what? As you can see, I'm talking about this arc, not this one. Is 40. So that means the diameter is 40 plus 40. That's 80. The distance from here to here is 80. So this is 80 already. All right. So I'm going to transfer lines from here, parallel lines to this point here, and draw a guideline first. Okay. Now, all right. So I've drawn this line here. So to draw an isometric circle, you draw a rhombus of the diameter of that circle. So the diameter is 80. So I'm going to draw a rhombus of 80 by 80. So I already got this side 80. So I'm going to look for 80 here. So what am I going to do? Measure 80. So this is my 80, 8 here, and 0 here. All right. So I don't need to measure 80 here. All I'll just do, what I'm just going to do is I will transfer this line. It's still the same thing to where I have this 80 and draw a line to touch this. Okay, so this is 80 by 80. This is a rhombus. Okay, now don't forget there is a thickness of 15. So if, and this curve here, if it is curving at the top, it will also curve at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat what I did for this top for the bottom. What I did for this top, I will repeat for the bottom. So I will transfer lines from here again, here, and draw a thin line. Okay, for the base, the bottom for this one. So please watch very closely because it might start looking clumsy, you know, in a way. So I will also measure 80 here at the bottom now. So this is my 80, and I will transfer line from here and draw it until it touches the one at the bottom. This one, not this one, the one at the bottom. Okay, so for clarity purpose, I will just erase this line here and this one Okay, so you can see it clearly. Now this rhombus on the top is for this top plane, while this rhombus is for the what? The bottom. That's this bottom side. That's the thickness of 15, bottom and top. Okay, now I'm going to apply isometric circles. Now you already know what to do. If you don't know how to draw isometric circle, go check my video out on isometric circles. So what you do is you join the longest diagonal like this for the top. Now I'm going to do both of them simultaneously, so I will also join for the bottom. So please make sure you don't model everything up here. One is for the top, the other one is for the bottom. So keep your eyes on this one. So let me finish with this one first, this one on top. All right, so this one has this rhombus and has the diagonal already. So what do? I'm going to look for the what? Half of the what? Diagonal. Sorry, half of the rhombus by the side. So that's 40. So this is 80. This is 40 here. So this is center. I'll do the same thing here. This is 80. This is 40 here. Center. The centers are very necessary. So I'll also align my 80 here. And this is my center 40. Okay, no, I don't want to measure half as in 40 here, half of this line here. Why? Because it's half a circle, so I'm not going to necessarily need anything here. So now connect this point here to half. Okay, now what do you notice? Please take your eyes off this line and off this rhombus at the bottom. Keep your eyes on this top. So this line is intersecting the diagonal at this point, and this one also. Okay, do I really need? No, this one is not necessary, so let me just focus here. So you know the rules already. So you get your pair of compass. Just a minute. Okay, so get your pair of compass. Needle at this point of intersection here. Remember, this diagonal intersecting this line for the top rhombus. Don't confuse anything here. So needle here, you stretch to this middle. All right. Now if you have constructed this correctly, if it is touching this point middle here, it should also touch this middle here. Can you see? Mine is very, very correct. So make sure you also do the same. So draw, you can just draw thick line at once. Draw an arc. Do not exceed the center, please. All right, so you've gotten this arc here. So needle at this point here, and stretch to this half here. That's 40 you measured, where you stopped this arc. Once again, if it is touching this point, if it is touching this point, it must also touch this half here. All right, if it is touching this half, it will touch this half. So you draw and you stop just at this point where you measured 40 half. Stop there. Draw it thick line. Now remember, everything here is thin line apart from these visible outlines you're seeing here and this arc. Now, did you see what I did for this top to get this semicircle? Like a semi-ellipse. Now let me put it that way. Half an ellipse. Okay, I will now repeat what I did for this top rhombus, for the bottom rhombus. Okay, but I'm not going to complete the circle the way I did for this. Why? Because part of it will not be seen. You know, it's an opaque object. So I will tell you exactly how to go about that. Now, all right, so now I'm going to look for, just like I looked for the half on the top. Now focus on this bottom rhombus now. Align your ruler and look for the half. That's 40. So this is half. I'm going to dot. Also look for the half here. This is 80. So half of it is 40. And here you have 40. You dot. So this is the half. All right. Now let me also look for the half at the bottom here. Now there is another way to go about this to be a little bit fast. All right. All you have to do is transfer every point that you used in drawing this arc on the top. You transfer them to the bottom. Okay, it's still the same thing, but for clarity purpose, I'm just going through this route. So now, like I said, keep your eyes on the rhombus at the bottom. All right, so like I connected this to the half for the rhombus on the top, I'll do it for the bottom. So connect here to half of this. Now I'm not going to draw the line like I drew this one. You remember the reason why I drew this line was because I'm looking for this point, just this point alone. So what I'll just do is I will cut the line. I don't need to draw it from here to here. Since it's going to pass through this diagonal, this is the point I need, so I'll just cut it and leave it there. The reason is because I will still draw more lines. I don't want this place to be crowded with lines. So this is just what I'm looking for. So you repeat the same thing. You needle here. Okay. You stretch here. Alright. If it is touching there, remember it will touch here. Now this time around, you are not going to draw it all the way up to this point. Why? Because it is already making a turning and this part of the object is already obstructing, blocking it. So you are supposed to stop at this diagonal, this line. Wherever it touches the diagonal, this diagonal here, you stop. So you needle here. Sorry, you needle here. Alright? You stretch here or here. So like I said, draw and stop here on the diagonal. Okay, see. Stop at this diagonal here. Don't exceed. Remember from the half point here to the diagonal. Now like you did for this one, you needle here and you stretch to this point and you drew this. Now for the bottom rhombus, you needle here. Alright, you stretch here. If it is touching this half, it must also touch this half. If yours is not touching, it means you there were some errors in the drawing process. So you stop there just at that point where you have half. Thick lines like this. That's it. Alright, so the next thing you do is this point of intersection between this arc and this diagonal, and this point of intersection between this diagonal and this arc, you connect them with a straight line. That's it. Then draw this one now, thick line from here to the half here. You can draw it thick line. Alright. Then you can draw here thick line as well to the half. Okay, then you cannot draw this part here, thick line. Stop there. Okay, so I will transfer lines from here to this point here and draw it until it touches this line I drew on this other side, the one on the top, not the one on the bottom. I think it's okay to draw a thick line now. That's a thick line. Now transfer vertical lines. Align with this vertical line here. And transfer here to this point here and draw a thick line up just to touch the object and you stop. Good. Then draw this thick line. All right, so we're almost done. Now there can be no line here because this is what the wall behind. Okay, so there can be no line. Now this line you're seeing here, this one, is actually this bottom line that you are seeing from the top. All right, so do not make the mistake of drawing a line here because it doesn't even make sense because it's a plain wall at the back. All right, so if you check, this line you're seeing here is what you're seeing here, broken, visible, then broken. Why? Because if you view from the top, you won't be seeing this from the top here. So to be broken and to become visible again, broken. I hope that's clear. All right, so I'm going to draw this circle here now. Right? Remember this arc here and this circle, they are sharing this same center. All right, so this is actually the center here. All right, you know, this is the rhombus and this is the center of the rhombus. Okay, because if I join this point of the diagonal to this other one here, where it is this diagonal, short diagonal is intersecting this one, is the center here. So remember, once again, to draw a circle you need a rhombus. So what is the diameter of this circle? The diameter of this circle is 40. So I'm going to draw a rhombus of 40 by 40. The same thing I did for this top, for the top and for the bottom, I will do the same thing. Now be very, very careful because there are already lines here. Okay, this place is already crowded with lines, so you might be confused because of the numerous lines that we have here. So what I'm going to try to do right now is to maybe get, although you're not supposed to get rid of those lines, but I will get rid of the one that is not really necessary. Okay, like this vertical line here now. So I'll try to take it off. I'll take note of my center. I will not erase the center where it is intersecting. Let me get rid of this line a little bit so that you will understand. Now remember, focus on this top layer. That's where I want to draw the robot. This is the center. So transfer a line from here to this center here. Okay, remember this center. Just draw a free line, thin line first. Okay, then transfer another one from here. Make sure it is properly aligned to this center, same center. Okay, and draw another thin line there. Now I told you we're about drawing a rhombus. So the diameter of the rhombus is what? 40 from the question. It is 40. So I'm going to measure 40 on this line and measure 40 on this line. So if I'm measuring, it means that 20 to the left, 20 to the right, 20 to the left on this side, 20 to the right, and I will get points. So just watch the way I'm going to do it. So here, if I align my set square here, 40, so I will make sure 20 is to my left and 20 is to my right. So this is the center. I'm aligning 2. So if I dot 0, that's 20, 20 plus 20, that's 40, and I dot 40 here. Okay, so from here to here now is 40. Then I'll do the same thing here, align 2 with this center here. Can you see that? I will dot what? 0. This is 20 plus another 20, that's 40, and I'll dot 40 there. All right, so what I'll do is, you see this point, this point, this point, and this point, I will transfer lines to form a rhombus. So align your set square with this side of the line, this inclined line, transfer here to this point where you measured 20. Just draw a free line there, then transfer to where you have this other one here, 20. All right, good. Then come this way, align with this. Okay, transfer to where you measured 20, 20. That makes it 40. So you transfer to intersect this line you drew initially, like this. Keep going to the other 20, where you measure 20 here, and draw. Sorry, keep your eye on this line you drew initially. So, like that. Okay, so can you see this rhombus? Okay, I will draw this circle that, of course, will appear as an ellipse on this rhombus. So now, what is our rule? Connect. Now the diagonal is already drawn. All right, so no need to draw the diagonal. So you just connect here with this point. So I'm going to draw a line, but once again, I'm not going to draw the line. This is what I need. I'm just going to cut it. This is the point I need. I will do the same thing here. Connect here to this center. Remember what I did was I connected here to this center, because this line, this is the center 20 on this side. All right, so I will connect here to half of it also here. So, but I won't draw the line. I will just cut the diagonal. So I have these 2 points. So with these 2 points, I can now draw my circle. So you need to here is stretch to this half here. If it is touching there, once again, it will touch here. So sorry about that. Let me sharpen my pencil. All right, needle here, and let's complete what we started. Half, don't exceed the half. That the needle here where this line intersected this one, you stretch to this half. If it is touching this half, it will touch this one. So you draw this. Right, let me properly do this. So you needle here and stretch to this half here. If it is touching there, it will touch here. Then you draw this arc. You needle here. Remember, not here. This one is for the one on the bottom. No, I'm talking about this rhombus here. Stretch here and draw this one. So you have the one on the top. Now remember, the thickness of this is 15. Don't forget that. So you're also going to see the other side of this circular top. You know, the circular bottom, just like you have a top here and a bottom. You're also going to see the bottom, but you're not going to see the complete ellipse. You're only going to see part of it. So what you're going to do is you just repeat what you have done here on the top for the bottom. Or you can just use the transfer method. So maybe I should use the transfer method because the lines are not too much. I don't want it to be crowded. Okay, so now you see this, all these vertices of this rhombus. Okay, I'm going to transfer lines down and measure 15 equal to the 15, this thickness, and just form another rhombus at the bottom. So align your set square with any vertical line. So transfer to this edge here. Draw a thin line. That's not quite correct. Let me make this one visible a little bit. Draw a thin line. And here, draw a thin line. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is from here, measure 15. So this is already 15. I have 15 here. So I'll measure 15 from here. Remember, I'm talking about these edges. I'll measure 15 down here. So this is my 15. Sorry about that. 15. All right. This is already 15. And I'll measure 15 here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect all of them, or you can also transfer lines there, the same thing. Okay, good. Now focus on this rhombus. This is the rhombus for the bottom. All right, this one. So now look for half of this side, which is 20. You know it is 40, so half is 20 here. I will look for the half on this side, which is 20 as well. Look for the half here, 20, and the half here, 20. So connect this point. Don't take your eyes off this. Focus on the rhombus. I'm going to connect here with here, but again, the diagonal has already been drawn from the beginning. So I'm just going to cut here because this is my point of focus, where it cuts the diagonal. Then also place your pencil here, like you want to join this to this, but just cut the diagonal. That's your point of focus. Good, we're done. Now you needle here, stretch to this half. If it is touching here, it should be touching here. So to draw this part here, stop at the half, don't exceed. Stop there. Now needle here and stretch to this half here, and just draw, but you stop where it touches the arc, where it touches this bigger arc. That's it. Stop there. Needle here, stop there. Sorry, that's not quite cool. Okay, so we're done with this part. Okay, so what you're going to do next is to locate this hole and draw it, and it's very, very simple. The distance from here to here was 35. So I'm going to measure 35. Then after measuring 35, from here I will measure 20. Okay, and I will transfer line to get these two lines here. So let me do that real quick. So I'm going to take my measurement from the beginning. Okay, so this is 0 from the beginning. Remember, I'm placing it on this line. This is 0 at the beginning. So this is 3.5. There. Now I told you from 3.5, I'm going to measure what? 20. So from here to here is what? 20. Can you see those two dots? So this is it. I will transfer lines from here to those two dots where I measure 20. There. And draw a thin line. Move here.
Remember, from this distance to here is 35. This is 20. So I'll draw another one there. Thin line. Don't draw thick lines. Okay? Please don't focus on this line here. Focus on this line and this one. So I'm going to look for the center to be able to get what? 40. So if I look for the center of this line that I've drawn, all right, then I will move 20 to the left, 20 to the right, like 20 to the left, 20 to the right. I'll do the same thing here, and I'll complete this top. So I will align my ruler like this. It should give me 80 on the dot. So this is 80. Now I'm placing it on this line. So center of 80 is 40. That's the center I'm looking for. 40. Now 20 to the right, 10, 20. 20 to the left, 10, 20. Now I don't need to do the same thing for this line. I will just transfer it to be fast. Okay. So align your set square with this line. Transfer here where you measured 20. Draw a thick line there. Transfer here where you measured the other. Sorry. Yes, from here to here is 40. This other point here. Draw a thick line. So complete it by drawing this thick line. Draw this thick line. All right. So now again, like you have a bottom here, you also have what you also see part of the bottom of this part. So first of all, you start by transferring a vertical line to this point here and draw a thin line first. So thin line. Now what is the thickness? Like we did, the thickness here is 15. So you also measure 15 here. So do not draw this line and stop, just stop the drawing there. No, it is not correct because the thickness is 15. So you must measure 15. So this is 10, 15. All right. So remember, this is 15. Now align your set square here. Transfer to where you have 15. Draw this line. And align your set square here. Transfer to where you have 15. And draw this line. Then you can now draw this one thick line. That is your drawing. This is everything you need. So this is the isometric. The point G here is what you're seeing here. G, that's the bottom most part. All right. So that's here, the lowest, but this is actually the lowest point. Now what you do next is you dimension. So what you do next is you dimension, as you can see. So that's the solution to this question. All right, thank you for watching. This video. I really appreciate all of you that have subscribed to this channel. Thank you very much. Thank you. And please do not forget, if you haven't subscribed, to hit the subscribe button and also click the like button. Okay. And also recommend to anyone you might need these lessons. All right. Thank you very much. I'm going to see you next time. Have a nice day.